the stealth game. One of the most satisfying genres. Sneaking past guards, silencing the enemy, staying invisible from lines of sight. The best in the industry can get your blood pumping without an enemy even interacting with you. And then someone thought it was a good idea to put stealth into everything. The infamous forced stealth section. It's like if you took everything fun about a stealth game and threw it straight into a dumpster fire. Except that dumpster fire has a flashlight that can detect you from halfway across the room. Many games try to pull off stealth as a way to increase tension and show the player that they're powerless in a situation. Most of the time, it completely fails. But sometimes, you do encounter a stealth section that makes you say, wow, that actually did not make me want to eat my hands. So, how do you make a good forced stealth section? Hi, I'm Slightly In-Depth Gaming, and make sure you're slightly behind cover at all times. First, I think I need to define what I mean by forced stealth section. In my opinion, a forced stealth section is any part in a non-stealth focused video game where stealth is either required or strongly encouraged. Good examples of this include the Yiga clan hideout from Breath of the Wild and the short stealth segments in Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. While some people try to argue that bad enemy detection, a lack of general stealth mechanics, or slow pacing make a bad forced stealth section, I think these things are only secondary problems to the real culprit: the unbalanced consequence of getting spotted. Let's take our two examples from before, Breath of the Wild and Metal Gear Rising. The Yiga clan hideout suffers from the consequence of getting caught being too high. If you get spotted even once, the guard calls in more people than a fake tech support agent from India, which is pretty excessive considering most of these guards can kill you solo. And the worst part is where you respawn. When I first played, I was thinking, maybe at the start of the room you were just in, or maybe there was a chest all the way at the start. This stealth section isn't even particularly long compared to others, but it felt a lot more frustrating, simply because every time I got caught I had to start from the beginning. And here's the thing, it's not like Breath of the Wild has bad stealth mechanics at all. You can crouch, glide, sneak, and sneak strike, and you can even lure the guards with bananas. And yet, this stealth section still fails because the consequences for getting caught is just too high. Now, most people would assume that this is the only way to mess up the consequence for getting caught, by being too harsh. And while these stealth sections are the more talked about and noticeable ones, Metal Gear Rising teaches us that the exact opposite can be true as well. In this game, getting spotted means absolutely nothing. If a guard spots you, just kill him. You're a cyborg able to take out giant robots with ease. You think this guy's gonna stop you with a gun? Of course not. Just stab him. You're playing something made by Platinum Games, you fool. All they know how to make is games where you stab everything in sight. Quite excellently, too. But what about my rank? Who cares about rank when you've played college ball, you know? Try University of Texas. Could've gone pro if I hadn't joined the Navy. I'm not one of those, I think you get the idea now. Both these games could have absolutely done without forced stealth sections. Breath of the Wild is frustrating, pace-breaking, and repetitive, while Metal Gear Rising's is tacked on and unnecessary. Both these games discourage the player from using their freedom and playing how they want to. Now, let's return to the original question. How do you make a good forced stealth section? The answer is simple. Add karaoke. Yakuza 0 might just be the single strangest game I've ever played. You play as two hardcore Yakuza members in Japan, where crime is rampant and the streets are lawless. One of your playable characters, Majima, is forced to run a business where he owes more and more money to the Yakuza family he is a part of, because he failed an assassination and was brutally tortured because of it. And you can make him do this! It's a crazy blend of silly and serious, and it contains, in my opinion, a perfect forced stealth section. The part I'm talking about is in Chapter 4, where you have to escort this blind girl, Makoto, away from enemy Yakuza members. There are a lot of things that help out this section stand out from the rest, like this simple but effective mechanic of hiding in crowds that makes you invisible to the enemy, and these sight lines on your map, which can help you move around without getting caught. Once again, however, the real star is the consequence of getting spotted. If you get seen by any of these guards, you enter into a fight. This sounds bad at first because Yakuza's combat is pretty simple and easy to mash, but the fights have a twist. At the same time you're fighting enemies, you also need to protect your escort, Makoto. She has her own health bar, and when that goes down all the way, you get a game over and have to start at a checkpoint. This isn't the same health bar you have though. Every time she gets grabbed by an enemy, it goes down by a sizable amount. So you have to protect her and try not to die at the same time. This is a good punishment. It's harder than normal gameplay, but it can still be recovered from if the player has enough skill. So it encourages you not to get caught while still leaving a big margin for error. You don't just lose instantly or get away for free. You have to use your own skills and bring the situation back into your favor. The problem with a lot of forced stealth sections is that they don't take anything else from stealth games besides the main mechanic itself. Those complex systems of enemy detection and cover, here's a wall and a couple dudes with flashlights. The amount of options you can pick to get through a level, actually there's one path and it's crawling with enemies. The intricate ways that stealth games punish you by putting you in a disadvantageous situation, we're just gonna ignore that completely. Developers need to realize that when you adopt a genre, you also take all the problems associated with it. And when you poorly implement something, its flaws tend to shine through more. In the wise words of Reggie,
if it's not fun, why bother?
And honestly, I couldn't have said it better myself. I'm gonna go back to playing some Yakuza for the plot. Yeah, for the plot. Hey guys, so this was my first video that mainly talked about a non-Nintendo game. So I just gotta make sure you guys know that this is not a Nintendo only channel or anything. I just grew up with Nintendo, so I'm more knowledgeable on those games. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye!